Close your eyes for a moment, take a deep breath, and let the noise of the world around you settle into silence. Imagine, in your hands, you are holding a string of beads. They are cool to the touch, smooth and familiar. You have held them 1,000 times before. You have run your thumb over the crucifix, the centerpiece, and the decades. You know the prayers by heart. The words come easily to your lips, rolling off your tongue in a rhythm that is almost second nature. Hail Mary, full of grace, for the sake of his sorrowful passion. But pause. In this sacred silence, I want you to ask yourself a question that might feel uncomfortable, perhaps even piercing. Where is your heart while your lips are moving? Are you truly standing at the foot of the cross, or are you running through a grocery list, replaying an argument from yesterday, or worrying about a bill that needs to be paid? Are you offering God the incense of your love, or are you offering him the dry dust of empty repetition? There is a secret to these beads, a depth that many seekers miss. We are often taught that the power of the Rosary or the Chaplet of Divine Mercy lies in the repetition, that the sheer number of prayers forms a fortress. And this is true, but there is a danger here, a subtle trap that even the most devout soul can fall into. It is the trap of the dead prayer. Today we are going to walk alongside a saint who knew the secrets of the human soul better than almost anyone in the modern age. Saint Faustina Kowalska, the Secretary of Divine Mercy. She was a humble nun in Poland, a woman who scrubbed floors and baked bread, yet her soul was a cathedral where she conversed with the Creator of the universe. She received visions that have changed the world. She was given the Chaplet of Divine Mercy, a prayer prayed on ordinary rosary beads, specifically to appease the just anger of God and open the floodgates of his love. But within her diary, amidst the beautiful promises and the visions of radiant light, there lies a warning. There is something you must never do while praying the Rosary or the Chaplet. It is a mistake that strips the prayer of its wings, keeping it tethered to the earth when it was meant to soar to the throne of grace. You might think you know what this mistake is. You might think it is falling asleep, or losing your place, or mispronouncing a word. But be at peace. God is not a tyrant looking for errors in your grammar. The mistake is far more profound, and it happens in the silence of the heart. Let us journey back to a small convent cell in the 1930s. Imagine Saint Faustina there. She's weak, her body ravaged by tuberculosis, her energy fading, yet her spirit is burning. She holds her rosary. She sees the spiritual reality that is hidden from your eyes. She sees the angels. She sees the demons prowling, looking for a way to disturb her peace. And she sees the Lord Jesus standing before her, his heart open, rays of red and pale light streaming forth. Through her experiences, we learn the first great truth. The beads are not a tool for counting. They are a tool for encountering. The thing you must never do is treat the Rosary as a transaction. You must never approach these prayers as a chore to be completed, a quota to be filled, or a magical formula that works simply because you said the syllables. This is the error of the mechanical heart. In her diary, Saint Faustina records a moment where she was praying, but her mind was anxious, worried about her duties and the opinions of others. She was reciting the words, but her interior gaze was not on Jesus, it was on herself. And in that moment she realized that prayer without the engagement of the will, without the thrust of trust, is like a body without a spirit. Have you ever spoken to a loved one who was looking at their phone, nodding along but clearly not listening? You feel the distance. You feel the lack of connection. Now, imagine doing that to God. The Rosary is meant to be a contemplative chain that binds us to God, But when we rush through it, treating it like a race to the finish line, we sever that connection. We are saying, Lord, I will give you my time, but I will not give you my attention. You might be thinking, but I get distracted. I try to focus, but my mind wanders. Is my prayer invalid? Listen closely, because this is where the mercy comes in. There is a vast difference between unwanted distraction and careless indifference. Saint Faustina herself, suffered from terrible dryness. There were days when the heavens seemed like brass, when she felt no consolation, when her mind was assaulted by blasphemous thoughts whispered by the enemy. She wrote about times when prayer was a battle, a sheer act of the will, but she did not make the mistake of stopping. She did not make the mistake of thinking the prayer was worthless because she didn't feel holy. The never is this: never believe that the value of your rosary depends on your emotions, and conversely, never pray it with a heart that has resigned itself to emptiness. When you hold those beads, you are stepping onto a spiritual battlefield. Saint Faustina saw this clearly. One evening she saw the angel of divine wrath, ready to strike the earth with lightning bolts of judgment. She began to pray. She tried to plead with God using her own words, but they had no effect. The angel was powerless to stop. But then she heard words welling up within her soul. Eternal Father, I offer you the body and blood, soul and divinity of your dearly beloved Son. As she began to recite this prayer, the very prayer that would become the chaplet, she saw the angel become helpless. The storm of judgment could not fall. Why? Because she was not just saying words, she was offering a victim. She was uniting her weak, human voice with the infinite sacrifice of Christ. This brings us to the second thing you must never do. Never pray the rosary without uniting your suffering to His. When you say, for the sake of His sorrowful passion, where are you? Are you merely observing history? Or are you placing your own pain, your own fear, your own confusion into His wounds? Faustina teaches us that the rosary is a place of exchange. You give Him your misery, He gives you His mercy. If you pray the rosary while holding on to your control, holding on to your bitterness, or refusing to let go of your anxiety, you are blocking the flow of grace. You are standing in the rain with an umbrella. Think of the mysteries of the rosary, the agony in the garden, the scourging at the pillar, the crowning with thorns. These are not just stories. They are realities that are present now in the spiritual realm. When you pray, you are meant to enter into them. Do not recite the mystery of the agony in the garden while ignoring the agony in your own heart. Bring it there. Say to Jesus, Lord, as you sweat blood in Gethsemane, you saw this moment in my life. You saw this financial struggle. You saw this child of mine who has lost their way. I unite my fear with yours. When you do this, the mechanical repetition dies, and a living relationship is born. The beads become a lifeline. But there is a darker element we must address, a trap set by the enemy of your soul. Saint Faustina often encountered the devil. He hated her. He hated the chapelet. He hated the rosary. Why? Because these prayers snatch souls from his grip. The devil will try to make you do the very thing we are warning against. He will whisper, "You are too tired. Just say it quickly." Or he will say, "You are too sinful. God doesn't want to hear you." This is just hypocrisy. Never listen to the accuser while you hold the weapon of the advocate. To pray the rosary with a spirit of discouragement is to insult the mercy of God. Saint Faustina wrote, "The greater the sinner, the greater the right he has to my mercy." If you pray the rosary while thinking, "I am too broken for this to work," you are limiting God. You are telling the ocean of mercy that it is not deep enough to swallow your pebble of sin. This is a crucial prohibition. Never limit God's mercy in your mind while asking for it with your lips. There is a moment in the diary where Jesus tells Faustina that the prayer most pleasing to him is the prayer of a trusting heart. He says, "I am love and mercy itself. There is no misery that could be a match for my mercy." So, when you take up your rosary, you must lay down your despair. Even if your life is in ruins, even if you have committed sins that you feel are unforgivable, the moment you begin the prayer, you must make an act of defiant hope. You must say, "Jesus, I trust in you." Not "Jesus, I hope you might help me," but "Jesus, I trust in you." Let us go deeper into the silence. Let us imagine the hour of your death. Saint Faustina had a profound understanding of the last hour. She was promised that whoever recites the Chaplet of Divine Mercy, or has it recited in their presence at the moment of death, will receive a special grace. Jesus promised to stand between the Father and the dying soul, not as the just judge, but as the merciful Savior. Reflect on this. The beads you hold in your hand today are the same beads that will be your lifeline on that final day. If you develop the habit now of praying with an empty heart, of rushing, of treating the holy names of Jesus and Mary as mere punctuation marks in your day, what will you have to hold on to when the shadows lengthen? But if you learn now to never do this, if you learn to never disconnect your heart from your words, then on that final day, the transition will be seamless. You will simply be continuing a conversation that has been going on for a lifetime. Imagine the guardian angel who has been with you since your conception. Saint Faustina had a visible relationship with her angel. She saw him. She traveled with him to purgatory. She saw him bow before the tabernacle. When you pray the rosary poorly, without intent, your angel stands by, waiting to catch a spark of love to present to God. But often, our prayers are like wilted flowers. But when you stop, and you breathe, and you center your intention, when you say, "Holy Mary, Mother of God," and you truly mean Mother, your angel rejoices. He takes those prayers, and they become like golden roses. There is a specific practice Saint Faustina suggests to avoid the trap of empty prayer. It is the practice of immersing oneself in the Passion. She writes that even a moment's meditation on the Passion of Christ brings more merit than a year of severe physical fasting or mortification. Think about that. We often think holiness is about doing hard things, fasting, long vigils, pilgrimages. But the Lord told her that the key is the mind and the heart immersed in His suffering. So, here is the practical guidance for you, the seeker. Here is how you ensure you never fall into the trap of the empty rosary. Before you begin the first bead, take 10 seconds, just 10, and set your intention. Picture Jesus, picture His face. Not a painting, but a living, breathing person who is looking at you right now. When you pray the Divine Mercy Chaplet and you say, "Eternal Father," imagine you are holding up the chalice of Jesus' blood. You are standing in the gap for the world. You are a priest in that moment, offering the only sacrifice that can save the world. When you pray the rosary and you meditate on the mystery of the visitation, don't just watch Mary climb the hill to Elizabeth. Walk with her. Feel the dust on your feet. Ask her, "Mother, what were you thinking? What were you feeling?" And when the distractions come, as they surely will, do not get angry, do not stop. Saint Faustina teaches us to gently turn the mind back. Imagine you are a shepherd. Your thoughts are the sheep. They wander off to eat grass they shouldn't eat. You don't beat the sheep with a club. You gently nudge them back to the path. "Come back," you say. "We are talking to Jesus now." If you have to bring your mind back 50 times in one decade, that is 50 acts of love. That is 50 times you chose God over the world. That is not a failed prayer. That is a heroic prayer. The only never is to give up. The only never is to decide it doesn't matter. There is another aspect to this teaching, one that touches on the communal nature of the Rosary. Saint Faustina often prayed for the dying, for sinners she had never met. She would feel a sudden terrible agony in her body or soul, and she knew that somewhere in the world, a soul was in crisis. She would immediately begin the chaplet. She did not know their names, she did not know their sins, but she knew that her prayer could snatch them from the brink of hell. If you pray the Rosary only for yourself, you are missing its vast power. Never make your prayer selfish. The Rosary is a net. It is meant to be cast wide. When you pray, pray for us sinners. Let that us include the murderer, the thief, the atheist, the one who hates you, the one who has hurt you. Faustina teaches us that mercy is a flow. It flows from God to us, and it must flow from us to others. If we dam it up, if we keep it for ourselves, the water becomes stagnant. So, never pray with a heart full of judgment against your neighbor. You cannot hold the Rosary in one hand and a stone to throw at your brother in the other. You must drop the stone to hold the beads. All the passion of the world, the medical mentions, that starts in us and on the whole world. The whole world, that includes the people you find difficult. That includes the politicians you despise. That includes the family member who betrayed you. If you exclude them from your prayer, you are doing exactly what Jesus told Faustina not to do. You are restricting the flow of grace. Let us return to the image of you, the seeker, sitting in your room. The beads are in your hand. You now understand the danger of the dead prayer. You understand that the mechanical recitation, the lack of trust, the refusal to forgive, and the exclusion of others are the things you must never do. But take heart, you do not have to be a mystic to pray well. You do not have to see visions of angels or hear the audible voice of Jesus. In fact, Jesus told Faustina that those who believe without seeing are blessed. Your struggle to focus is seen by God. Your desire to pray better is already a prayer. Saint Faustina once complained to Jesus that she felt her heart was cold, that she had no love, and Jesus replied to her, "You are defined not by your feelings, but by the orientation of your will. If you want to love him, you already do." So the next time you pick up that Rosary, do not be afraid. Do not worry about doing it perfectly. Just bring your heart, even if your heart is broken, even if it is distracted, even if it is cold. Bring it. Place it in the hands of the Mother of God. She knows how to warm it. And remember the words that are the heartbeat of the message given to Saint Faustina. Jesus, I trust in you. Trust that when you pray, even weakly, the heavens open. Trust that when you whisper those Hail Marys, the devil flees. Trust that you are not just saying words, you are weaving a crown of roses for the Queen of Heaven, and she, in turn, is preparing a place for you. Never treat this prayer as small. It is the weapon that changes history. It is the key that opens the door to the divine mercy. Now, as you sit in this silence, I invite you to make a promise to your own soul. Promise that from this day forward, you will strive to never offer empty husks to the King of Kings. Promise that you will put a spark of love into every bead. Imagine the face of Saint Faustina smiling upon you. She is no longer the suffering nun in a cold cell. She is a glorious saint in the presence of God, and she is cheering you on. She is whispering to you, do not give up. The mercy of God is greater than your weakness. Just pray. Pray with trust. Let the weight of the world fall from your shoulders. Let the rhythm of the prayer become the rhythm of your breath. You are loved with an unfathomable love, and all that is asked of you is to lift your eyes, open your hands, and let your heart speak. In the end, it is not about how well you spoke, it is about how much you loved. Open your eyes now, seeker, the beads are waiting. The divine mercy is flowing, the choice is yours. Will you recite or will you encounter? Go now, and let your prayer be a living flame.